to say one thing. The potluck was wonderful. My wife made a bunch of kielbasa, and what happened on the way here, it dumped in the trunk. So if you guys are still hungry, you can meet us at the car. Okay. Okay, I'm deaf, so.
Yeah, if you guys if you want to ask any questions, feel free to come a little closer. We're not going to bite you too hard, so. There's a warning. I said too hard. We might bite still.
Yeah, don't yell.
Okay, you guys awake?
Yes, sir.
We're just making sure. All right, can you guys hear okay? Well, first off, I wanted to ask Richard, and feel free if you have a question, chime in. We're very informal here. We've all been drinking, so at any point in this Q&A, feel free to chime in or raise your hand. If I don't see you, just yell at me. I'll hear you. Well, I wanted to ask Richard, how did you get started doing what you do?
Okay. How I got started is I lied. I was working in the poster industry back in the day, and I did psychedelic posters, and I went to Universal for a job as a shipping clerk. And I went in and I said, I want a job as a shipping clerk. I said, no, we just hire art directors. I said, I'm just kidding. Of course I'm here as an art director. So let me see your resume. I said, I'll go out in the car and get it. So I went back home, and my little typewriter, I put the stuff down like Gone with the Wind. Or what do I know, you know? I wrote a bunch of stuff down and went back in and I got hired. I didn't know what I was doing. I did the first thing I ever did in my life was Yesteryears with Howard Keel and Keenan Wynn. Everybody hated me because I was the art director who didn't know what I was doing. But what I did learn was composite filming. Back in the day, the moviolas, and I'd have to take real footage and draw illustration stuff. So I learned a lot back in the day. That's how I got started. I was a liar. That's how I got started. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Well, obviously you were very good at what you were doing because...
I'm a great liar. I've had a very successful career. I'm semi-retired, and I pretty much in this industry I've had very little time off. And the thing is that I love this craft. Every little movie, every big movie, it's all been the same. It's just been fun, made a lot of money, met great people, a lot of schmucks. In the end, it's been great.
That's awesome. Awesome to hear how you started out and to see all the success that you've had. So I must ask though, if you did not get into this industry, what do you think that you would have ended up doing?
I'd have been a criminal.
A criminal?
Yeah, I've always been a pretty narcissistic, sociopathic kind of guy, and so this industry served me well. No, seriously, I went to school for psychology. I got a master's in physiological psychology. So I always wanted to be one, but the Jarvis Act, Prop 18, whatever it was, back in the day, when every town had one lady with a shopping cart. Now you have too many people because they stopped the psychology thing. So I figured, why not make a lot more money and go into film? That's what happened. That's a serious thing. Okay.
Probably a lot more fun.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, the psychology has done me pretty well because, like, any children here before I talk?
There were some, but I think after all...
I don't know any other word for what I want to say, you know? I learned how to mind fuck.
Well, I do want to talk about I Come in Peace, so let's hear about your experience working on the film. I know that you said that you had your children involved, and I'd love to hear all about that.
Yeah, I've destroyed every child labor law there is on this movie, actually. In the opening, what a lot of times people do pictures and they don't finish in time or they run out of money, whatever. I didn't do the whole movie, okay? So whenever you saw me go out and have a cigarette, that's the part I didn't do. I don't care. I did the opening sequence and I did all the POVs of the victims. Whenever you saw a ceiling, I either airbrushed it, painted it, or built it. The opening sequence where you see the Santa Claus thing with the whole Christmas tree deal, well, I designed that, I cut it out, I built it, and I had my kids, I said, you want to paint? They're really good at painting. I mean, they're talented like me, so I said, yeah, they can work for me. I said, you want to help me paint this? He said, yeah, Dad, we'll help you. I said, okay. So my son said to me, he says, Daddy, how much you going to pay me? I said, I'll give you $1. It's okay. So he's painting. His sister goes upstairs, comes back, and he says, Mama says you have to pay us $1 an hour. So that's my first thing of like fighting unions, okay? In the end of it, my kids painted that set. Right? Now we'll go on to the car. Now what happened with the car is that I had to have a full-size photo of that car for the explosion parts. I worked with the effects guys. And it was done with the front to the left. All right, camera left. Well, when they went up the ramp and the car stopped, it's a camera right. So that day is supposed to be an easy day for me. I got nothing to do until this car shows up. This photo that's a complete reverse of what the car is supposed to do. So there I am with an X-Acto knife and my airbrush. And I'm cutting this entire Mercedes up and turning it around. And there was at a time it got really schizophrenic. It looked like one of those Studebakers. And in the end, when they put it up, you see like 1 second of it before it goes up. If you can freeze frame, you can see this Studebaker sitting. And it was like totally done with Primacord. And when they blew that up, in fact, I'm not recalling that. I tried to look at the credits and see who did what, because I don't remember any of these people like 30 years ago. The effects guys were great. They were hot dogs. When that thing exploded, it was in a little park right off of 6th Avenue and the 110. And there's these buildings over here with some pine trees. When that thing blew up, it took out the trees. It was like everything's on fire. So, yeah.
So added special effects that they didn't even have to pay for.
Oh, yeah. But you don't even see it. No. The LA Fire Department saw that part. I'd like to tell you guys about safety. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Anybody use a skill saw? Raise your hand. Okay. Anybody stupid enough to take the guard and put it up and hook it in? Okay. I did that when I was building the ramp where that Mercedes goes up into that Christmas thing, and it went right through my leg. Now I'm up here, and I'm a film guy, okay? I will die doing film. And I'm continuing to work. I'm bleeding everywhere. The medic comes up, says, oh, you have to go to the hospital. I said, no, just put something around it. I have to finish this because we're shooting tonight. So I continue working, and he's like tying me up. And that's a true story. If I was wearing underwear, I'd take my pants down so you could see the scar. Okay? But yeah, right through my leg. So don't ever do that again. Right? Okay. Anyways, if you want to talk about like fun things on this film, is that it was if I remember, all the stuff that's done in that old building, it was the old White King D. Anybody that's old as I am will remember White King D soap that our grandmothers and great-grandmothers and Abraham Lincoln used to clean their clothes with, okay? Full of asbestos. And wasn't there. No, a friend of mine, Tony Bonaventura, and I did the movie together, did this stuff. All that really cool stuff you see, all that's all done in LA. I think the movie is done in Texas. I could be wrong. But the research was done in LA. And Tony, who went on to do other things, you'll see his name on credits, I'm not recalling what he's done. But he's really good at building all the cool things. And that's what he did. So, oh, yeah, the story I'm going to tell you. The skylight. One of the POVs of the dead guy, and you look up, guy's over him. You see the skylight up there? Where you see all that stuff around it, that is not CGI. That's my airbrushing. All right? So the whole thing is all a skylight that I built, and I airbrushed all the rest of the stuff. So the decorator never met the art director, never met the designer. All right? They're in Texas, they probably got fired. So he's on, he says, you can take it down now. I said, why take it down? Because now we're in a stage this big. I said, why take it down? It's hanging up there. It's going to get in everybody's way. Well, there's a pissing contest. I want it down. That's okay. You're in charge of taking it down. I take it down. What happens? The camera guys come in and say, that thing's in the way. Can you hang it up? So this one is a little things that happen. There you go.
When it comes to effects, is what the most challenging task on the film was, and it sounds like you definitely had your work cut out for you on the car. Reversing it, would you say that was the most challenging task on the film, or was there?
I think for me that was the most challenging task. God, can anybody say that 3 times? Challenging.
Not after drinking this.
I know. Yeah. Oh, there's mine over here. Probably in any movie I've ever done. I've never had to wake up in the morning thinking it's going to be a great day and have so much go wrong. But as far as for the effects guys, like I said, the guy was a hot dog. He was good at what he does. He was safe at what he does. He was just big at what he does. And I tell you what, when that explosion went off and I said, oh my God, LA is burning. Great.
So what was the most fun that you've ever had working on any film? Is there one moment that you can really think of, or one effect that you did on a film that just was the most fun, or your favorite memory?
I think one of the most fun things I've ever done, and you saw the picture before, is Reanimated. I did more things on that picture and had more fun and got paid less money than any movie that I've ever done. But that, to be involved in everything. The only thing I didn't do on that movie is shoot. But what a great movie to be able to do that. But what's fun about the things that I've gotten to do, I can tell you, it's challenging, it's all this, it's all that. It's just, if for me, I know what I'm doing, and it all comes down to physics, math, and being able to pull it off. And I just had a great time in everything I've ever done. This little movie like this, we're putting a saw through my leg and having some of the worst people I've ever worked with. Dolph Lundgren. If we had time, and I don't know if you guys are married to this guy, or you like him, I got stuff to tell you. You want to hear a story? Okay. There I am, working at White King D. This guy is in a little 5'2" guy. He's in his trailer, and his buddy shows up with his drugs. Okay, we've all done drugs in our life. That's not where the story's going. They get done. His friend gets in his Mercedes, almost runs me over. Well, I'm just a schmuck and reshoot guy, right? But I have a 2x4 in my hand, and I put it through his windshield. They couldn't fire me. They needed me. So that goes on, that kind of stuff with actors and stuff. Them and their crew, very much like Winona Ryder when I was doing Alien Resurrection. Her boyfriend and that. Let's not go into it. But anyways, it's been a lot of fun dealing with those kind of people and doing the stuff I do. You know, and the people I've worked with are just the most talented people in the world. They really are. You know, they study this, they do it, they make good money, but they work really, really hard. The film industry is not a laid-back kind of thing. We work really hard.
And they all do that for our enjoyment, so we can enjoy these films. So we're all very appreciative.
And we thank you all for that.
How much is computer-generated stuff?
I feel like Trump. This is great.
How much is the computer-generated stuff taken away from real
Oh,
special effects?
I set her up for this question. I'm going to tell you exactly how it works. I just watched a movie the other day called Man of the Pharaohs. All right? Now I'm going to get passionate here. The shooter on that was Lee Garnes. And he invented the muzzle light, which shows eyes, whatever that means. Anyways, that truly was a cast of thousands. I said to Joni, my wife, over there, say hi, Joni. Everybody.
Hi, Joey.
Hi, Joni. Okay. I said, honey, there is no CGI there. That is a cast of thousands. In my young experience of doing composite filming, even when I was a little schmuck art director, and doing it with Elecon camera, all the stuff before computers, you know, we had to fight gravity. We had to do these kind of things. Now when I look at a lot of stuff, it's like cartoons. Yes, it's hurting us. Because people like me who would draw and design, how do we cable this and make this happen where people can't see it? How do we get this person to do this thing? You don't have to do that now. In fact, I find myself, not now, but when I was doing it, it's like, don't worry about it. We can get it in post. And that's a whole other deal, because now you just CGI it. Give me 12 by 12 thing of ceiling, and we can do the entire thing. I just did a movie called Moonfield Redemption, of which, and I feel that CGI works well for this. And composite stuff, it's nice. I don't like a million people like Private Ryan thing and all the other stuff. You know, it's all cartoons. But I just did a thing where I made a little church. You know, they only had so much money, and I went 12 feet out this way and whatever. And so they extended church, and it looks really pretty. That works. It's called composite shooting. All right. So if you use like live action, or things like people like me do, and actors, and you want to enhance, that works. The first enhancement film that was done like that with composite shooting was The Last Starfighter, and that looked like a cartoon. But I think it's gone too far. Did that answer the question? Was I angry and mean enough on that one?
That was a very good question, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that I think all of us were wondering about, because there really is no comparison for practical effects.
No, you're very right. In fact, I say to anybody, I got in at the right time and I got out at the right time. You know, I still do like a little movie once a year. And I design for the military. I do a lot of engineering, you know, so my wife and I, we look at CNN and say, oh, she's so Richard, look at it. There's one of your things. I said, that's great, you know. But yeah, the film industry has changed a lot. Hollywood is not what Hollywood used to be, and it's really too bad. It's like all these great little movies, you know, I figure I'm 68 years old, probably everything I've ever done is going to be a cult film, you know? So, anyways, any more questions?
Let's do this like Fox. Because we had the idea for using the calico for the alien weapon. I thought that was pretty cool. The calico? The M950? So where did you get the idea to just use that? Because it's a cool gun.
Well, the thing is, I didn't. I was doing the reshoots. That was done in Texas.
Okay. But
Oh no, it's a great weapon. Who likes weapons? Who wants to talk about weapons? Oh, I love weapons. I'm sorry I couldn't answer that for you.
no, don't worry.
Any other questions? I know, Aaron, you had a few. Sorry to just put you on the spot.
I was going to ask if Calico machine gun. Because it was like a flamethrower in the movie, the alien gun.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, that is not CGI.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
That's number one. Yeah. No, so in fact, if I may, back in the day, right, I did a movie. I can't remember what it was, but what happened is that we built these Vietnam tunnels. I've been in them, so I designed and built them. And the thing is, they were going to have this explosion. It's not in this movie. It was going to have this explosion, and it was a real explosion. And we had the two main actors running out in front of the explosion. Right? Now, we're not talking about stunt guys. We're talking about my engineering and physics, the effects guys, and the fact that these people trust me. They're running out of this thing, and they do this thing. They blow this up. The old Ford factory down in somewhere in LA, and that fireball came like this, and it sucked right up as they come out where the camera is. Okay, I engineered that. That fireball went up into the steel. It sat there for about 40 seconds as everything was tweaking. That's how hot it was. But as far as what you're saying about the fire, that was real, and they did that. But it's long lens. So when you're doing long lens, things are compressed. So you could do the explosion way back there. I'd be standing here, and it looks like the explosion's right behind me. Okay? You guys know long lens and all that stuff. Of course you do. That's where we talk about the sophisticated public. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
You are probably at least a fan of Blade Runner, original Blade Runner.
Yeah, I got friends did it.
Well, that was probably the last great practical effects film ever. Need 2. Do you have any expectations or hopes for the sequel that they're filming now? Are you keeping up with any of it? I mean, it will undoubtedly be CGI, but do you have any hope that they might pull off artistically intact sequel to the original?
I tell you what, I like that question. I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I don't think it'll ever match the real Blade Runner. I don't think any of the real film. I've done a lot of the makeups of the old films. They don't compare. All right, it came from outer space. The one I did and what they did, mine's nothing compared to what was done back then. So the new Blade Runner is going to be beautiful. It's going to look really good. It's going to make a lot of money. It ain't going to be Blade Runner. That's how I feel.
It's just like with Star Wars. Like when they did the special. It's like what they did with the special edition Star Wars. When you had George Lucas specials, and you look at them compared to you look at the old ones compared to the new ones. I like the old ones. I'm going to be honest, I prefer.
I tell you, you're very right. In fact, I tell you what, I always tell kids that want to get in the industry. I know everybody loves the CGI. I know that everybody loves all this shit stuff. Sorry. But I say, buy the making of Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Empire Returns or whatever, right? If you get those, and you see how stuff was done back then with Joe Johnson, the designer, and everybody else, when they were doing that stuff, all right, before they all got into the CGI crazy stuff, and Lucas went back and redid all the stuff with Boba Fett, everybody. The old stuff, I mean, I don't want to sound antiquated, but there's something to be said about, you have the theater, and then you have film. You have people that really do good things in film. Now you have these breeds that get out of college, they go to AFI for a couple of years, they're called production designers, they sit behind a computer, they don't know 4 foot from 6 foot and 5 foot 1. They don't know, they don't have the heart of having a human sit there and do whatever humans do. They take 3 people and they go through all this stuff, they multiply it by 400, and you have the saving of $5. So I really don't like CGI. Is that evident? Okay, any more questions?
Yeah, any other questions? Please feel
Evidently, I haven't been shy. Don't let anybody else be shy.
Ian, putting you on the spot, a Star Wars fan.
Okay.
Well, I just have one last question. If there's anybody who would like to get into doing practical effects in a world where CGI is coming front and center, what would your best advice be?
I tell you, very seriously, what I tell people, tell kids all the time, take manual classes in architecture, like drafting 101 and 102, whatever. Take that and get the little book that's blue with white text called On Shots. That tells you formats, that tells you lenses, that tells you everything you need to know about film. Not how to write it, not how to computerize it, and then get movie magic and learn budgets. If you know budgets and you're able to spend your money well, and you're able to draw it, then you can tell these other dweebs while you're doing the computer thing, this is what I want. That's what I say to anybody.
I love that answer. That was perfect. Great advice. And if nobody else has any questions, I just want to ask, what is your favorite film of all time? If you could pick just one.
Is it mine or somebody else's?
In any film, whether you were involved or not, just what's your favorite film of all time? Or at least top three.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that question. It's definitely not a film with CGI, okay? You know what film I really like? I like Reanimator. It's my film.
I like it too, as you can see by my shirt.
Yeah. And that wasn't planned.
If I just may prod a little bit, I mean, it's just a fun film. Anyone who's seen it can see what's to love about it. But for you, what is it? What does it?
This was done back in the day when a producer said, we're all in it together, let's make this happen. And you could believe it. A director who through Lovecraft, who didn't know Lovecraft, but, knew his work. I did Necronomicon, I did a lot of that stuff. And all my friends did the stuff that was done for the late, what was it, Return of Reanimator or something like that. Anyways, that film was just the most family film for me. I mean, it's just, I don't know, pretty girls were giving me haircuts. And we were just like going to morgues and looking at dead people. I mean, it was fun. It's a great film. Yeah. That can never happen again. That's what's fun about how I feel so good about myself and what I've done. It can never be done again. It just can't be done again. It's gone. And I was a part of it. So, now I'm going to cry. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you, Richard. This has been so amazing. Not only to have you present for Reanimator, but for Upcoming Peace, two of my favorite movies.
And did you meet her daughter, Bibi?
I'm sure they've seen her at
A little doggy?